All right, welcome everyone to the webinar, The Habits of a Health Ninja. We're excited to share a little bit with you guys tonight. And thanks for being right on time. I love it. I'm loving seeing everyone hopping in. So let's see, where should we start?
Who doesn't love ninjas?
I love ninjas.
Like our kids, like we've got 2 boys and a girl, and almost every year they want to be ninjas. Well, they're getting a little bit older now, so they don't really dress up very much for Halloween anymore. But when they were little, it was ninjas every single year. So we thought that we would do something fun for the month of September with this theme. And what are ninjas known for? They're known for discipline, for like being at peace with the universe, strength, like warrior spirits, stuff like that. So, I mean, what are the things that they do in their training and so forth to really be at that place of peace in their life? And we're gonna talk about 4 main principles and habits that bring people peace and serenity and strength when it comes to their health.
Absolutely. So just in general with our company, with Optavia, we like to focus on 3 main areas of health: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And one thing that I found over the years with ourselves and also with others is when one of these areas is out of whack, it tends to throw the others out of whack. And so just take a minute and do a self-assessment. Where am I at with my healthy body on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the best? Where am I at with my finances? Where am I at with my healthy mind? And I think it's really good. We even have an online assessment, in fact, that helps you go over just your overall wellness. So if you're new, then go ahead and ask your health coach or the person who invited you on this webinar for that link to that online assessment.
So our company's been around for almost, we're coming up on 40 years, 37 years. And we really start out in a medical model. And about 15, 16 years ago, we developed a coaching network. And we've seen incredible progress over the last 15 years with people's health because of this one-on-one relationship that people have. And our company has incredible backing, credibility. We've been recognized by companies like Forbes for being in fastest growing companies, but we think even more importantly that we're recently recognized for, I think, 3 years straight now as being one of the most trustworthy companies in America. So the reason that we're thought of as such a trustworthy company is because of the heart of our coaches, the heart of our people. We really want to serve people in their best interest. Find out what their goals are, what their aspirations are, how health is going to improve those things in their lives, and then we're going to go after those things together. And I love that this picture, if you notice, in the middle, here's 4 of the people who were at our national convention just a month ago. Their before picture where they started. And then right above is their after picture. And it's just so amazing to me to see these stories, to see real people who are changing their lives. They're not doing a diet. They are making lifestyle changes. They are changing their habits for the long term. So here's our picture here. My story started over 13 years ago when I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, did you know that you have high cholesterol? And, oh, your blood sugars, they don't look very good. Oh yeah, and you're overweight. At this point, I was about ready to punch him in the face, but you know, he wasn't saying anything that I didn't already know, other than the high cholesterol thing. I was in my 20s going, I will live forever. But it was really a good wake-up call for me. I'm glad that it happened. And it made me go, okay, where are my habits? What am I doing every day? Where are those habits going to lead me in the long term?
So I had lost 35 pounds. I dropped my cholesterol over 60 points. My blood sugars are in normal ranges again. I've kept it off for over 13 years. But our journey with Optavia started about 8 years ago. I'd lost my weight. I had a lot of people asking me how to do it, and I never could figure out what to tell them until we found this company. And so this guy became my first guinea pig.
And I've been trying to lose weight. I was 50 pounds overweight. I'm 6'2". At my healthiest, like playing high school and college basketball, I weighed about 175, 180 pounds. And I actually hadn't been on the scale in several years, and hopped on, and I weighed 228. And I didn't need a scale to tell me that I felt terrible. I felt terribly physically, but more importantly, I felt terribly emotionally, mentally. I felt like I was just in a daze all the time. And it wasn't until a few years after I started this program that I realized that I was living my life as a victim. I was a victim of my circumstances. Everything around me was in control of me. And I'm so grateful for this program in giving me just a little bit of control back in my life to where I could learn how to become a person who is in control of my life. Not just my physical health, but my emotional, my mental health, and that I'm no longer I no longer live life in a reactionary manner, but I choose to respond how I want to the things that are beyond my control, but then I'm always in control of my response. And our life is completely different now, just starting with our physical health and being able to share that with other people.
Well, and we're all working on it. I think that's what this training that we're going to be doing in September is all about. 4 Habits of a Health Ninja. You don't become a ninja like going on a diet for a month. Okay. Like totally upfront, like gonna give you the truth, you guys. If you just go, well, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm just going to eat some chicken and salad for a month and then I'll be a health ninja. No, it really is about more than that. It's about more than just what you eat. It's about more than just killing yourself in a gym. It's about body balance. So these are the 4 things we're going to be covering next month. And we'll go over just a little bit on this webinar as well. But body balance, MASTERmind, so that mindset. Recuperate, you have to sleep, you have to take some breathing time, you have to slow down sometimes, not just be stressed out of your mind.
And when Amber talked about, like, this isn't something that you just do for a short term, these are habits you create. I talked to a guy a couple of years ago that told me that he had gone to like a serenity camp or something like that, and they had 3 days where they couldn't talk to anybody. They were like monks or something, I don't know. And
we've gone 3 days without talking.
And this guy, he said, I went crazy because he didn't have the intention of making these habits lifelong. And we're not talking about being silent and not talking to anybody for the rest of your life, but creating a little bit of peace in your life, being able to create space in your life so that there's so much stimulus in the world. And often people talk about emotional eating all the time, or emotionally responding whether it's food or some other kind of compulsive behavior. We're going to talk about all of those kinds of things so that you can really connect with yourself. And that's a 4th thing, but it's not just connecting with yourself, but connecting with other people, because connection and community is so critical to long-term health patterns.
So we have some friends on with us, Kat and John Fuller, and I would love for you guys to talk a little bit about body balance and the science of fueling for us.
It's a great topic. I love this topic actually, because how many people, we think that we're supposed to eat 3 square meals and that's the way to get healthier. And then we wonder why, we just don't ever feel great and we're struggling. And there's a lot that goes along with it on the emotional side as well. But the beautiful part about fueling and the science behind it is there is true science behind eating 6 small meals a day. And what is that science, Kat?
So there was a study done at the University of Toronto by David Jenkins. And so what happened was they took 2 groups of people and they gave one group 3 meals a day and the other group 6 meals a day. Same exact food, same calories, same food, just divided up into 6 versus 3 meals. So, you know, it's kind of interesting to see these results, because if we talk about weight loss or healthy habits, and a lot of times in general, a lot of times we think calories in, calories out. So it should be the same, right? Well, the results were kind of alarming, in my opinion. The first group that ate 3 meals versus 6, they lost less weight. They were more hungry, which I say duh, because if I'm eating 6 times a day, I'm so happy because I'm never hungry. But the big things to me that kind of stood out for me are that the group that ate 6 meals reduced their cholesterol by 15% and their blood insulin by 28%. These are significant changes. And I just want to add, a lot of times when we wake up, we think, oh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And while it is very important to get your body moving and get fueling it early, it's so easy for us to eat these high glycemic things for breakfast. And we'll have pancakes and orange juice and whatever. And it's just really interesting that as this group divided the food up 6 times a day, that they were able to keep their blood sugar levels stable and see really cool results.
And that's kind of one thing too to kind of think about is, it's okay, we hear the science, but what's the reality for it? The reality, you feel a ton better. Like, you just feel better eating 6 small meals. Your body likes it more. And the cool part about it is there's plans for every phase of life, no matter who you are or what your situation is. I mean, we have a plan for everyone, every walk of life that you could possibly think of. So if you're thinking of something right now in your mind, you're going, oh, I wonder if, yes, we do. We already have that plan for you. And they're simple, they're easy, and we really teach you just simple steps, baby steps to get you to where you feel great. If losing weight's your thing, great. We have a plan to help you lose weight, keep it simple. We have people that are highly active that want to know what they can do. A small group of people that want to gain weight. That's really rare, but we have things for that. Nursing moms and people with gout and diabetics and all these things. We just have plans to help everybody.
And we never call it maintenance. We call it optimization, because we want to always be working towards something. One of the best things about our plans is how simple we make it. Really, ultimately, we want to have that 6 times a day balanced blood sugars and macronutrient balance. So our fuelings that we use with our program are perfectly that. You only have to, with our most common weight loss plan, you do 5 of our fuelings and 1 lean and green. That's 5 to 7 ounces of lean protein and 3 servings of non-starchy veggies. These fuelings we have for simplicity, because I don't know if you're like I am, but I think 6 times a day I have to make food. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. I have to put food together for all these people 6 times a day. This is kind of crazy. For me, it's so nice to have things that I know that are healthy. There's nothing artificial in them. I don't even have to take a probiotic anymore, because I eat this food and it has a probiotic, which has been really critical for me. I used to struggle with IBS. So it's really cool.
And then the bottom line is you just feel better, and it gives you more energy, and you sleep better because of those things.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to be able to have a system that will balance your carbs and your proteins. I don't know how many people have heard of this before, but when you eat a carb, you should eat a protein. When you eat a protein, you should eat a carb, to balance them out. And these are some perfect examples of perfectly balanced things, right? A boiled egg with some vegetables, or low carb tortilla, different things that we can have, low fat cheeses, granola, steel cut oats, one of my favorite, cottage cheese. I mean, if I could live off of cottage cheese and steel cut oats, I seriously would.
You would.
That would be.
And this is the thing. A lot of people think, oh, well, quinoa has protein in it, so it's a protein, right? No, actually, it does have a little bit of protein, but it's technically still a carbohydrate. And our fuelings are another great example of a balance.
Our fuelings are perfectly balanced, so you don't have to think about, am I going to balance out my cottage cheese with my steel cut oats? No, you don't have to think about it. You have a bar, you have a shake.
I don't think that sounds very good. I think cottage cheese is better with tomatoes.
Yes, we're dorks. Sorry, guys.
I love it. Thanks, Kat and John. And it's so true that the health ninja has the science of fueling down. They understand that fueling their body is where you want to go, and they don't overcomplicate it. I've never seen a ninja that's carrying like 3 diaper bags. I don't know.
And the second habit that we're going to be talking about is MASTERmind, like mastering your mind. People use the word personal mastery all the time, and it's really how we respond to the world around us and how the choices and action that we take to put our world in balance, right? So we talked, John and Kat talked about fueling. We're going to talk about mindset. Some of these other things are going to be parts of the other habits, but that's been the biggest thing for me over the last 8 years. I thought that when I first started this program 8.5 years ago, I was like, oh man, I'm not going to get to eat certain things. Well, I chose not to eat certain things, especially during a weight loss phase. And then I learned how to reincorporate some of my favorites, desserts or higher carbohydrate things, in a healthy way. And the thing about it is now I actually enjoy food far more now because I'm very intentional about the way I fuel my body. And it's not just like grub, 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 grub. Where can I get my hands on more calories and more sugar and more fat and things like that? I'm very intentional about the way I fuel my body so I feel great. And then in small portions, I'm able to enjoy those higher calorie things that aren't good for me every day. I eat a lot more salads than I do burgers now.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be going over a lot of these concepts on the Health Ninja training next month, and about why you feel like a victim, why you are why aren't you choosing those healthy foods instead of the unhealthy foods, and focusing on what you want rather than on what you don't want. So there's going to be a lot of mindset stuff going on, especially week 2. And then the third habit of a health ninja is recuperate. It's taking time to play. It's taking time to sleep. It's taking that time in your life to spend with family. It's really about priorities a lot of times, I think, recuperate. Because a lot of times, especially in America, we have this badge that we wear that's like, I'm so busy and I just go nonstop and I never rest, right? Especially moms, I'm just going to say it. Like, we're just like, I didn't even take a shower in a week. And the other mom's like, I didn't take a shower in a month. It's like a contest that we have to be more busy than others. But the health ninja takes time to recuperate, to center themselves, to take care of themselves.
And it makes life a lot more fun.
That's true.
So the last one that we're going to talk about in the month of September is connect through support. And this connection is a two-way street. It's connecting with other people who know your goals, who know your desires as far as your health goes and why you want to be healthy. And finding those people who will support you, not sabotage you. They're not going to be the ones who are like, oh, you can go off your plan. That it's just one meal, right? No, you want what you want. And they're going to be there to support you. Hey, you know what? Let's go to this restaurant because I think it's going to have more healthier options than this one that we were talking about. But then also connecting with other people that could use your support. So real connection, real support is two ways. It's who's supporting you and who can you support so that the circle of life kind of is made whole.
The Lion King comes out.
Yeah. Well, John's going to sing that for us.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
I took care of it. Actually, I'd love to bring John and Kat back on and maybe tell us a little bit about your story and what brought you to want to connect with others by paying it forward too. Uh-oh, you're muted. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
He wasn't even talking. He was just moving his mouth.
We were muted, however. So
okay, so let's just step back about 5 years ago right now and I was getting into playing sand volleyball again. I'd taken some time away, and kids had just gone back to school, some of them. I had my youngest, who was 4 months old, in that little picture John's holding him. And
5 years ago, like
5 years ago
today.
right now.
Yeah.
And I was playing volleyball with Amber and Jared. And, you know, it's interesting that you bring up the support that goes both ways, and we'll get there. But I just wanted something. I wanted something to make me feel better. I'd done every diet. I was a detox chaser. I tried everything, and poor John did it with me.
I loved every minute of it.
And I just had watched Amber and Jared for a few years, and I thought, you know what? I'll try that. I'm going to try that. So I just let her know I'm interested in trying. And she got on a phone call with me, and it was really cool because she talked to me about my goals. She didn't try to sell anything to me or make me feel a certain way, but she just said, you know, I really care about your goals. And as I sat on the couch talking to her, John was next to me. And when I said, hey, hand me the credit card, I'm getting this program, I'm doing this. And he said, sign me up too. And so, you know, it's really interesting because you see yourself in such a negative spot. And I look at those pictures of that picture in my sand shirt that I still have, just to help me remember how I felt. And I mean, those feelings went away so quickly. Within weeks, I started having hope. I started feeling like I had control of my health again, and that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I would lose my baby weight, and it wasn't even about the weight. It was just about feeling good, and it was about having people to connect with.
And for me, really and truly, it was, I just was like, hey, there's a system that's going to work, and my wife's excited about it. That's how I started. Like, I was like, I'm all going to support you, babe. And if it works for me too, that's a bonus. Like, I was like, I can try anything for a month anyway, because we'd already done so many other things. It was like, I'll do one more. What the heck? And if she's excited, then I'm excited. And if it's a system that works, then I'm excited about it. And that's really what we found is like, hey, okay, so you mean I eat 5 of these and I have 1 lean and green and I don't have to think about my food for the rest of the day?
Yep.
Bonus.
So we kept our weight off, and I started getting itchy about what this gift that I held in my hands and feeling like it was burning my hands, and I needed to share it with other people. And this is where that support came in, because I felt so lifted up and buoyed, I guess is the right. I always say
Good word.
I always say we're more like a lighthouse than a tugboat. And I felt like I was buoyed up by Amber and Jared and their support and the community that I had learned all these cool people were a part of. And I just had to share it. It was like I couldn't keep it in my hands anymore. And so we became coaches about 3.5 years ago. And it really it's so interesting how Jared brought up the circle of life and the Lanking, but how
not singing. No, I'm not singing that. Nope. Amber did a great job.
Ultimately, it really came down to, it's funny because I thought, oh, I have this gift I need to give other people. And in giving that gift to other people, my life has been blessed more than I ever imagined. And this is what we do for a living now. And I can't imagine doing anything else. I can't imagine not having this in my life. And just the community for me is, the connection is second to none. There's nothing better than the connection you have in a group like this. It's my family. It's the family I choose.
And you guys, you've probably heard this before, but you get everything in life you want, helping others get what they want. And we live that every single day, and we see that, and we just love being a part of watching people, so many people's lives transform because the system works. So
I love that, you guys. It's just like, so it's inspirational to me, even just to like see these pictures and hear your stories. I never get sick of it. I'm always like, who else can share their story? I love this.
Yeah, and like the quote in the bottom right, it's like you can't help but love people when you hear or read their stories. So that's kind of what we do. We just share stories with each other, and stories inspire. People do things in this world because they see other people do things, and they're like, hey, I want that. I want what that person has. They look happy, and we are happy. I'll tell you what, I'm 100 times happier. Before I lost my weight and I was like living this life of silent misery, I didn't tell anybody I was miserable. I was just miserable. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired though. And so I finally took control of something, went out there, and as soon as I started having something in my life that I felt like I could share with other people and was really cool, and started experiencing those changes, those transformations in other people's lives, that's one of the great benefits of coaching, is just the goodwill offering of just being involved with seeing people transform and change things that they want to in their life. But there's a huge plus that in the mindset, when it kind of like becoming a parent, right? When I was a kid, I thought my parents were idiots. I'm like, man, they forgot everything. They don't know what it's like to be a kid anymore. And then I had my own kids. I'm like, they weren't completely stupid, right? They knew a lot of what they were talking about. So when you become a coach, when you start helping other people, when you're paying it forward, it just solidifies that in you. The teacher learns more than the student. And we learn far more, I think, from our clients and the things that they share with us and the things they're going through than I did the first time around when it was me going through. So I appreciate that. It's just incredible to have a real purpose-driven life and feel like I'm making a difference in what I do every day. We don't have territories or inventory or anything like that. We don't sell people a bunch of stuff that they have to redistribute or anything like that. So
that would be a nightmare.
Oh man, total nightmare.
Bless those people who do that. So what could helping people look like? And I think of this in terms of being a health ninja. And when you're working on a craft, you're working on getting the best you can be at something. It's really, you take it to the next level when you start teaching someone else. And not even that as health coaches, we're these big teachers, knowledgeable, but really it ups your game. Like, take it to the next level. So helping, even let's say you're helping 5 friends and saying, hey, come along this journey with me. That's like a car payment right there. Or if you were helping 15 friends, that's what our house payment used to be before we moved. Or 25 friends, over $2,000. I mean, I remember several years back when I was doing web development and working 30, 40 hours a week, and I probably barely made more than that. So it's really amazing how your healthy finances can be bolstered while you're just helping people. I remember getting phone calls from people saying, I rode a bike again, or I can't believe it, I'm playing with the grandkids on the floor again and my knees don't hurt. That was my friend Tim last night. We had a little healthy happy hour at his house, and that's exactly what he said. He said, I was getting up and down from the floor playing with the grandkids, and my knee that I hurt in college is feeling like $1 million again. You know,
the other thing that I always like to point out with that is when you're helping, Amber mentioned 5 or 15 or 25 of your friends, family, people that you know. People are like, how much time is that going to take me? Right? It's like, you're already talking to these people. They're like part of your social network. They're your family, your friends, people like this. It doesn't really take any extra time. But if you are talking time, kind of the average time that it takes to help support a friend is about an hour per month per client. So 25 friends would take you about 25 hours a month, about 4 or 5 hours a week type thing. And you're making over $2,000 a month. That sounds like no job I ever had before I became a health coach. So it fits into life, and it allows you to live life just like being a friend to people.
Hey, so where do you go from here? You're excited about becoming a health ninja and you want to join. So what do? Just contact the Optavia coach who invited you to this webinar and say, okay, I'm ready. I have a conversation. If you've never had a conversation with the person who invited you, then take some time. Take 15 minutes and say, I want to sit down and I want to tell you about my goals. And I want to hear how I can partner with someone one-on-one. This is heart to heart, eyeball to eyeball. with this program, this isn't like putting out in a newspaper and like, I don't know. This is really people who are helping others one-on-one.
And ninjas, they don't like, oh, I kind of want to be a ninja. I like want to be a half ninja, right?
I'll just practice like once a month. Or...
Right. They want what they want. And so when you sit down with this Optavia coach that invited you, sit down and tell them what you really want. Like those big dreams, like when your first grade teacher said, hey, what do you want to be? And all the boys said a firefighter or an astronaut, and all the girls said, I want to be a princess. And like, what do you really want? Like, what's this vision that you had in your head when you're a little kid that you wanted your life to follow this path? And tell them that, and tell them why.
Yeah.
Like, what emotion does that evoke in you? Like, I want to be more confident. I want to have peace in my life. I want to feel in control. I want to be happy, right?
You know what takes the most courage? Is going after it.
Yeah.
And saying, you know what, I'm ready to go after that. I'm not gonna go halfway. So just with the Health Ninja, you're just gonna get some fun stuff, a daily post in a Facebook group, daily email, points for participation. We're gonna have a lot of fun, like social participation things that you can do on your Facebook wall, and just really putting yourself out there a little bit more. It makes a huge difference in your success. And we're going to have fun prizes, and it's totally free. So you're going to want to do this. It's so much fun. And also, you're probably going to want to join our Optavia family because our program actually works. It's not magical berries from the base camp of the Himalayas, or who knows, it may or may not help you. That's not what this is. This is an actual medically based program where when you do it, you get the results. So some of you are probably going to want to join us as clients. And others of you are probably ready to pay it forward and really step your Health Ninja status up to the next level and become a coach. Either way, here's our friend Jody, who is sports writer for the Daily
Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz. Why was I going to say the Daily Herald? He's a sports writer for the Utah Jazz. And he had to bring in the help of his children to carry the weight of sugar, the pounds that he had lost in the last year. And it's just amazing to me that when you're ready to let go of not just the weight in your body, but the weight in your mind, then it really just makes the biggest difference of anything. So thanks so much, you guys. We got our background here. We got our, we wish we were in the Caribbean right now, but we're glad that you spent some time with us tonight, having some fun, getting your mindset going in the direction of health. And we hope that you'll join us and become a health ninja.
And get the word out there. If you've got friends and family that want to join with you, the more the merrier. Bring in that support around you and more people that we can help support.
Thanks for being on, guys. Thanks, Fullers. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.